Good evening, everyone. Treasure Troller here from the partially mask-wearing militant state of Michigan, where we have a dictator as our governor for the next 4 years. So the title that I put on here is The English. And I didn't realize it, but it sort of hit on two different levels. So the first thing is more on the personal side of things. I don't know what the hell is going on with me, but I can't sleep but maybe 4 hours a night right now, 4 or 5 hours tops. I get home, I hit the rack. Maybe I get to sleep about 8:30, maybe 9 o'clock. And I'm up at 1 or 2 o'clock, and that's it. I'm up for the rest of the day, and then I got to go to work that night. I don't know if it was the time change, and it sort of gets brighter now during the earlier. I don't know. But it kind of pisses me off that I just can't sleep. Once I wake up, man, I'm up. Second thing is, I'm going to try to get in an interview with Tudor Dixon. I've decided I still want to try to get in an interview with her. So, where the English part comes in, the first part of it is, I've been watching a couple series on my phone. One's through Amazon, one is through Paramount. The Amazon series is called The English, with Emily Blunt. She's married to John, I don't know, Krasinski or whatever his name is, from The Office and the Jack Ryan series. It's a pretty interesting show, and you can watch the whole season 1. You can binge watch the whole season 1. But it's a pretty interesting show. I recommend watching it, at least giving it a try. The second one is Tulsa with Sylvester Stallone. And this is kind of like a Sopranos light with the sort of dark comedy of Weeds. He's a mobster that's spent a lot of time in jail, and he comes out waiting for his big payoff from the family, and they tell him we'll give you Tulsa. You can go there. No one's doing anything there. You can go have Tulsa. So it's a pretty interesting show. So I recommend watching, at least giving the two a watch. The English on Amazon and Tulsa on Paramount. So now we can get into the second topic, or the second section of the English, which is something I found that's happening in Lenawee County, Michigan. It's in southeastern Michigan. It's Adrian, I know, is in Lenawee County, possibly Tecumseh, south of Ann Arbor, and I think a little in a touch east maybe. So there is a Lenawee County for the past maybe 4 years has been in a dispute with an Amish community because, well, they're not disposing of human waste to code. And at first I was thinking, there's got to be a little bit more to this than maybe what us English know about the Amish. I don't know. Because they were talking about, because I'm thinking they're really cracking down on these people for outhouses. That's really what this is about, outhouses. They're cracking down because they don't like outhouses. Which seems a little bit odd because in this, they've, like I said, it's been going on for about 4 years now. It's finally heading for a court hearing on December 6th. And the 5th, Monday, the 5th, first Monday in December. So I'm going to keep looking into this because I guess the part that sort of makes me think it's not quite an outhouse is that they're talking about tearing down how they never had to tear a house down because of a code like this. So I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe it's buckets and pans or something. I don't know. But I'm going to look into it, though. And it just sort of, they're cracking down here on the Amish. And also in Pennsylvania for the guy that has his organic membership thing with the beef and the produce, and how they're cracking down on him because his beef apparently doesn't meet FDA regulations, and they're fining him hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're really cracking down on the Amish right now. Seems a little bit odd, but they're coming after the Amish pretty hard. So I saw a couple things here. First, Marjorie Taylor Green. Marjorie Taylor Green wants to... See, this is why you don't be dismissive of people, of politicians on the other side of the aisle, and you exclude them from committees, and you make fun of them. You try to make them the class clown. She wants to, and I'm not even going to say it, she wants to dissect this cryptocurrency conspiracy with the Democrats. She wants to go all in on this. You see, you guys made fun of her. You dismissed her. You told her to piss off. You didn't let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. And now Rudolph's coming home. And the chickens are coming home to roost. I think if she gets on that kind of a committee, all hell's going to break loose. And here's the lovely AOC. It looks like she might have put on some weight since she got engaged. But she wants Ticketmaster broken up because apparently the Swifties couldn't get their tickets because there was a major meltdown with Ticketmaster, because they bought, I don't know, it was another live something. Ticketmaster bought them, and then all of a sudden they had this little fiasco with everybody wanting to buy Taylor Swift tickets, and they couldn't buy them, and it was just a terrible mess. And so AOC wants that broken up. Of course, not when AOC was asked about the ballot counting machines debacle, crickets. So, I think the other thing was Trump's announcement. Let me look. Close your eyes. Got to turn the car light on. Yeah. The only other thing was Donald Trump and his announcement came as expected. I just would like to see at least there's so much. They always talk about don't let a crisis go to waste. Well, to me, Democrats are in a crisis because they've got inflation and high gas prices, the shelves. They got the Ukraine situation. Russia, Ukraine. Of course, Brittany Griner's not home yet. You know, above all things, Brittany Griner's not home. And they've really got enough on their plate. And so Republicans really don't need to be going at each other. Trump doesn't need to be going after DeSantis. I really wish they would sort of just, the Republicans would kind of sit down and really agree on a platform and kind of work together on it and just really annihilate them entirely. So that's all for that I have. I'm going to add a clip at the end of this. This is from the Darnell Brooks case, a little 2-minute clip of him trying to explain, or not explain what it was. What he did isn't what you think it was, and but it's 2 minutes of it was murder, Darnell. He says it wasn't a plot, it wasn't an attack, and it wasn't intentional. Okay, so it was just murder. But this was going on literally for hours. I turned it on like a Law and Order channel, and they were 3 hours into it. He must have started talking sometime around noon. And this was good. I turned it on at maybe 2:45, and they thought, the judge, she'll put a stop to this at like 3 o'clock. And so I turned it back on about 2:45, and he's still talking. And of course I couldn't sleep, but before I started getting around for work, it was 6 o'clock, maybe a little bit after, and the judge was talking, and the judge is like going over almost item by item of what happened. And I got a feeling this was probably about an 8-hour long court day. So I had his little thing at the end. So with that, this is Treasure Troller saying aloha and good day.
This needs to be said. What happened on November 21st, 2021 was not an attack. It was not planned, plotted. When you constantly hear that perpetuated, constantly pushed, you wonder why. This was not an attack. This was not an intentional act. No matter how many times you say it over and over, it was not.